In this video, I'll show you the most overpowered way to take out almost every single Furnace Golem in the game without you having to struggle and constantly keep getting wrecked by them, because these guys absolutely ruined me. If you need to find something specific, check the timestamps. Let's get into it. There are two types of Furnace Golems in the game. The first ones are non-armored. If you see ropes on their legs, that means you can hit them on their legs and they can fall down and you can stagger them and then attack their head for a ton of damage. It just takes a lot of time and it's very annoying to do it. Or you'll find Furnace Golems that are well protected that look like this, that you can barely attack. Luckily, FromSoft put spirit springs by all of the armored golems so you can get above them, and the game actually has a hint about taking the Furnace Golems down. So let's show you exactly how to get these items to nuke them. This item is the Hefty Fire Pot, which you'll need the Greater Potentate Cookbook 1 for. To get this cookbook, you have to head over to the Scorched Ruins Site of Grace, and from there, hop on your horse, go towards this spot right here, hang left, hang to the right, and then go right up here. And on this body is where you will find the cookbook. The items you need to craft this Hefty Fire Pot are the black Pyrefly. Another item that you'll need to craft this is going to be the Redflesh mushrooms. You can find Pyreflies in the castle front area, and you can find some mushrooms here as well. These items are actually unlimited in the game when you go to a Site of Grace and reset, and they're extremely easy to farm, as you saw. Now, if you want a good spot where you can get Redflesh mushrooms, you can head to the Pillar Path Cross Site of Grace right over here. And from this point, you just hop on your steed, just like this. And there's one right here. You jump up over here. And you grab another one. Just like that. 2. And then there's a third one right here by the tree in front of it. And then 4 and 5. And then after you get that, you can just simply reset right back at the Pillar Path Cross. All the mushrooms are going to respawn again, and you just pick them up over and over again. These unlimited, easy to farm pots can be thrown into the top of the Furnace Golems, but they don't do as much damage as the next one, which are extremely powerful, but are limited. These are the Hefty Furnace Pots, and just take a look at how much damage they do. In order to craft those big Hefty Furnace Pots, you're gonna need a certain cookbook that does this. You're gonna have to craft it. So head over to the 3 Path Cross Site of Grace, and from here we're gonna just unlock that and get that item so we can craft those. So just follow this pathway right over here. There's the bridge to the right that goes to Castle Ensis, but we're gonna come around over here to the bottom. Go to the lower part, right by the bridge. Drop down here, and you'll come across a rundown Traveler's Rest. So it shows up on the map when you arrive here, and you're gonna find some items in here. Pick that up. You're gonna Furnace Visage, which is gonna be very important for crafting it. The Greater Potentate's Cookbook number 2, which is what we're gonna need. And another Furnace Visage. To craft these, you're going to need the Redflesh mushrooms, which you already know the spot for. You're also going to need Ember of Mesmers. And the final item is the Furnace Visage, which is really rare. If you want to farm Ember of Mesmers, which you're going to need 2 for 1 entire pot, you're going to have to come over here to this Site of Grace and then go right up to this door to where the spikes are, turn left, and it's going to be right on the floor. Then you're just going to go right back to the castle front and do it again, and that's how you're going to continually get your Ember of Mesmers. Now, if anyone has any other better spot in mind for these, please feel free to write it in the comments. I don't mind being proven wrong that there's a better spot or anything like that. So anything that helps anyone else in the community, just write it down and we'll pin it, or we'll all like the comment and upvote it. So areas that you can find the Furnace Visage is going to be in certain chests around the world, but really obvious spots are going to be right here. The first 2 you find on the floor, so that gives you 2 pots. You're going to be able to find it after every single kill of a Furnace Golem. So these drop right after that. And then there is a location that you can actually find them if you make your way all the way over to this Site of Grace at the Castle Watering Hole. Right when you come out of here and you explore around this area, you're going to find a couple of them over here. Now that we have the recipes and you're able to craft these pots, you're going to need the Hefty Cracked Pot, which is going to be responsible for expanding the total amount Hefty Furnace Pot, or Hefty Fire Pots that you can carry at once. It's important to get all 8, which I'll show you the locations for, because when you are in combat with the Furnace Golem, you can't go into your inventory and start crafting mid-fight. So having a good amount of them on you is going to make this farm very efficient. The first Hefty Cracked Pot can be found in the Scorched Ruin settlement of the Gravesite Plain. For this, you're simply just going to find it on a corpse that's sitting on the ledge here. Now you have one. The next one is going to be in the Bellerot Jail, right here on the map. When you're in the Bellerot Jail, you'll find this on the corpse lying on the jar in the maze of jars right here. The next Hefty Cracked Pot is going to be in the Shadowkeep West entrance. This is going to be found in this room over here on a corpse in this big room. This is also the same room where you find an Iris of Grace as a bonus. The next Hefty Cracked Pot are going to be located all the way in Bonnie Village, which you can reach by going down a hole in Morth Ruins and then coming up a ladder. You'll find one Hefty Cracked Pot over here on a corpse in this burnt down house, and then you'll find another Hefty Cracked Pot on a corpse sitting on the eastern side of this broken bridge right over here. From Bonnie Village, if you take this bridge going in this direction, you'll enter the Bonnie Jail, where it's going to have another Hefty Cracked Pot that's going to be on a corpse in a room in the central cylindrical chamber. To get to this one, you just have to jump down to the first ledge that has the 2 hanging pots. That's where you'll find this one. The next one is going to be located all the way south at the Cerulean Coast area. For this one, you're going to have to take out this troll over here that is constantly throwing these pots at you. When you defeat him, you'll get your 7th Hefty Cracked Pot. The next Hefty Cracked Pot is going to be found in Lamenter's Jail. You have to go from Charos' hidden grave and make your way all the way through this area until you arrive right in front of Lamenter's Jail. In this dungeon, you'll walk in a room that will cause you to fall down a hole. Then you just have to go up 2 sets of steps, enter a room, jump past these rocks, and then you'll be in a room full of pots. And you'll find a bunch of mini pots surrounding this Hefty Cracked Pot right over here. So just go ahead and pick that up. Now that you know where all the Hefty Cracked Pots are, let's go take out some Furnace Golems. The first Golem Furnace is going to be located right in front of you at the Scorched Ruins. This is the first one everyone is going to see in the DLC. Now typically we'd want to be in a location that's high up where we can throw pots into it, but for this case there's nothing really close by that would allow you to do it. So for this fight, you pretty much just have to jump around every time it slams on the floor or it's about to slam down. Make sure you're jumping to avoid the fire hits and attacking its legs. I use my Mimic to also have it. And then once you do enough damage to the legs, it'll then fall down, giving you an opportunity to go right up to its face and deal massive damage. Its face does so much, so get a few swings in there before you go straight up and stab it in the face. Another trick that you can do when you're fighting the Golem Furnaces when they fall down is when their flame is open like this and exposed, throw a fire pot right inside of it while it's down. So this is the best way to do it with the unarmored ones. Once you defeat it, you'll get the Deflecting Hardtear that basically allows you to play like Sekiro. It's a very fun Hardtear to get, and it's really gate kept at the beginning of the game. But if you have this, the bosses are going to be a lot more fun and enemies are going to be a lot more fun to fight. Now, as I climbed up this entire area and over to this spot, as the Furnace Golem got a little bit closer, he then just vanished and teleported right back to his original spot. So if someone in the community could possibly figure out a way to bait him towards this spot, you don't have to fight him then at all, and then you can just throw your pots right from this roof. So let me know. Once you arrive at this site of grace over here at the Rauh Ancient Ruins East, you're gonna again go across this bridge here, and as you're going across this bridge, you're then gonna notice that the Furnace Golem is going to pop up, show up, and start to attack by shooting out these fiery big circles. So what you're gonna need to do is drop down to this platform here to kind of bait it so it doesn't hit you, and then go up this pathway over here safely underneath. Once you're safely underneath, you're then going to try to wrap around. Don't even bother fighting him right here. You're going to wrap around all the way by this waterfall, and then you can save at this site of grace here, which is the west part of this ancient ruins. So you'll be at this site of grace. So from this site of grace, you then want to go up all the way here. Anyway, once you're here, you'll be on the ledge overlooking the golem, and you can just simply go across this entire area during your fight with it. Just make sure to dodge the big fiery flames it shoots out of its furnace at you. When the furnace makes its way towards you, you can then go into your pots and start throwing it at it. Now, because some of the pots are extremely rare in the game, I just used the Hefty Fire Pots for this one. I didn't use anything crazy expensive. And then you'll get yourself the Crimson-Sapping Cracked Tear, which grants attacks HP restoring effect in the mixed physic. The next location that we're going to be going to is going to be at Charos' Hidden Grave, which is a secret location. And to get there, you just have to go from the Dragon Communion Site of Grace, around this dragon, drop down into the red flowers here. You'll enter into this area. Just go forward and follow this pathway. All the way until you reach this site of grace right in front of you. And that'll be Charos' Hidden Grave. Once you're in here, just follow this pathway. And you eventually will just notice the Furnace Golem because, I mean, they're just so freaking big. You'll see them. It's going to be up over there on that hill. So we're going to make our way all the way over to it. Now, since this Furnace Golem has armor on its feet, there is no point trying to attack it to make it fall down. It won't work for you. So take the Spirit Spring up. Try not to get hit. And then once you're at the top, bait the Furnace Golem towards you. And as it gets closer to you, you can just have an open spot to start throwing any of your pots in there. So here I am, I'm throwing the Hefty Furnace Pots, and this is going to do a lot of damage. Here's another one. Look at that health just going down below me. That's the third one. So it looks like 3 did the job. And from this, you'll get yourself the Glovewort Crystal Tear. And this tier is going to enhance the attacks of spirits once you mix this in your physics. So this is going to be really good for people who love summoning stuff. The next Furnace Golem that we'll be going to is going to be located by the Castle Watering Hole Site of Grace. However, to get there is a little bit of a pathway. If you want to skip in the timestamps, you could just jump over here if you have it. But for those who don't, all you have to do is head over to the Shadow Keep main gate, take the elevator up here. You'll defeat a Rhino or Porcupine boss in this room. If you have, you're golden. From this point on, you just have to go left in this room. Go past this guard over here. Follow me all the way up this entire flight of steps, dodging these enemies. Then enter this room. Dodge the knight's attacks. Walk out of here. You're then going to turn right towards the main boats, the burning boats here. Walk past all of them. And then you'll arrive at a ladder over here. Go down the ladder towards this waterfall. And then go down the next ladder. When you arrive, walk into this secret room. Hit the wall and it'll reveal a room, and then just go down this water pathway. You'll come across a coffin, hop into it, and then you'll end up down here, and all you have to do is just walk right out into the open here where you'll have the Site of Grace. So when you walk out the Site of Grace, you want to head towards the left side over here. You'll have this big guy blocking the inside. We got to move him. So this is the runes. So what you want to do is you want to find a way up on this building right here. So let's hop on this pathway up. There should be an enemy on the floor there. Okay, perfect. Then you gotta turn right over here, jump on this roof, jump up over here. Then we should be in a spot where we can throw something. So then I'm gonna try to aim at this and throw my Hefty Furnace Pot. Alright, that will then turn it on. It will get activated and very, very angry. And that's gonna let you at least go on the inside here. So I'm just gonna drop down, get away from that. And now you can access the inside of these. So here we are, I'm on the inside. Once you walk inside of this area in the ruins of Unte, is it Unte? Maybe it's Unte or Unt. I don't know, let me know. You're gonna then go to the back part, jump up here. Whoa, looks like he was about to kill me. And then go up here, like so. Wrap around this entire building, just like this. Jump about here, and then here, and then go up here. If you can't get up, use that little higher elevation point there to jump up. Once you're in here, this guy's going to be right up on you. So you get ready to start furnacing him to death. So there he is. And I'm going to take my furnaces. And he's dead after 3. And what you'll get from this is the Bloodsucking Cracked Tear and the Furnace Visage. And the Bloodsucking Cracked Tear's effect is enhances attacks at the cost of HP in mixed physics. So you're trading off some health for some good attacking. Anyway, once this guy is knocked out, you can probably make your way down. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk straight and to the left. Right here. And there's going to be another one of these guys. There he is. There's the big guy. And what you want to do essentially is take this guy and we want to bait him towards us. My goal is to bait this guy. So what you want to do is make your way over to this spot over here where the second Furnace Golem is then going to activate. What you want to do is let that one wake up and bait it back to the exact same spot you were previously. So when you bait it towards the Unte Ruins building, then go around up this entire pathway until you arrive at the same exact spot as your first kill and just throw your pots right through this and nuke it to get the oil-soaked tear. And what this tear does is coats nearby enemies with oil, so I think that might react very strongly with fire. From Charos' hidden grave, this is what we're gonna do. Follow me, because we're going to cheese an enemy completely. So we're gonna walk around this path over here. And right around this edge here, if you look below, you'll be able to spot the Furnace Golem. And what you can do is just target the Furnace Golem right from this area, throw your pots right on top of it. So instead of fighting it all the way at the bottom and wasting your time, you can just come right up to this point and take it out. And the reward for this is the Viridian Hidden Tear, which eliminates all stamina consumption in mixed physics. That's pretty cool. For this Furnace Golem, we're going to start at the Church of the District High Road Site of Grace. From here, go all the way down this pathway, and as you're going down the pathway, you're going to see the Furnace Golem in the distance. Now, once you see him, you're going to try to immediately head toward that Spirit Spring and jump right up and go all the way up against the wall. This will cause the Golem to head towards you, and it's going to really be focusing on shooting out a bunch of flames. So what you want to do is kind of kite it, and I would move more on the left side from the back of the wall. As opposed to the right side. You could get trapped on the right side. The left side you can escape and then go circle around and jump back up the Spirit Spring over and over again. It eventually can stun him and he'll get stuck there, and then you can just nuke him. I did it in this clip without the expensive ones because I actually ran out doing this video for you guys. So you should probably subscribe before we move on to our next one. After you defeat him, you'll get the Cerulean-Sapping Cracked Tear, which will grant you attack FP restoring effect when you put it in your mixed physic. The next set of grace that you need to go to is the High Road Cross, or you can come backwards in from the Shadowkeep main gate onto this main road. As you're heading towards the road, you're going to see the Furnace Golem walking through this entire camp. So what I did was I run up to it right in the middle, hit its leg, or just kind of just aggravate it so it's onto me. I moved my character towards the east platform where I would have a height advantage and kind of bait him towards that way. So I just threw all my Hefty Fire Pots, and after you defeat it, you'll get yourself a nice Crimson-Burst Dried Tear, which steadily restores the HP of nearby allies. Pretty good reward for that. Now that you have all the rewards from the Furnace Golems, it's really important that you should check out this video on your screen right over here.